Hello, all. So let's see what we got going on in the news today. All right. Jonathan Majors' extreme abuse allegedly goes back nearly a decade. Really? Goes back that far, and he was allowed to get in Disney movies. Jonathan Majors was a Hollywood star on the cusp of going supernova. The Last Black Man in San Francisco first brought him critical acclaim. Lovecraft Country, The Harder They Fall, and Creed 3. I didn't see any of those movies. Propelled his popularity. And most recently, early buzz for his upcoming film, Magazine Dreams. I'm not going to watch that. And his recurring Kang of the Conqueror character in Marvel Cinematic Universe was set to make him a household name. But lately, most headlines about Majors have been involved his messy domestic violence case. In March, Majors was arrested for allegedly attacking a girlfriend, one of many. And his week, the New York Post, and this week, the New York Post and Times both reported that New York Police Department has alerted officers that there is probable cause to arrest Majors' accuser as well, because he called the police on her in the first place. She should have been arrested from the get-go. If you're going to do that, at least arrest both of them. But no, they only arrested him. You get Jesse Smollett, and then you get this guy, and it's just like, there's some bullshit going on. Like, what they're doing to him is just not cool. All right. The criminal case against Majors remains open, and the allegations threaten to upend his career, the first public stain on the otherwise unblemished reputation. You just said it went back years. Now his reputation was spotless. In dozens of new interviews with Rolling Stone, however, those who have known Majors over the past decade claim he has a history of abusive behavior. Those that have known him are specific people that might have as a reason to have a grudge against him. You're acting like it's just random assortment of people that have no reason to collude or have any sort of bias against them that are saying these things. Just come on. During this 3-month investigation, Rolling Stone spoke with more than 40 people who have known Majors during his time in graduate school, his Hollywood career, and his romantic relationships. Many out of 40, that could be 3 people, describe Majors as being a complicated, unpredictable, and sometimes violent man. Does he have any arrests for the supposed violence? He's unpredictable and it's complicated. He's an actor who can switch from charming to cold in a flash. He's an actor. Did you guys know him when acting school? Was he playing the roles well? What kind of weird... all of the sources for this article requested anonymity. 40 people requested anonymity, citing fear of career repercussions. What kind of careers that they have? Are they also actors in a similar field as him? And personal retribution from Majors. What is he going to do? Attack you? Some claim they were prohibited from speaking. My only response can be that I am silenced by an NDA he had me sign. What? Before he was famous, he just has random people signing NDAs? Why? Or is this coming from one of his girlfriends that signed an NDA? NDA that conveniently can be bypassed if there's certain allegations of abuse. Check Tiger Woods, whose NDA his ex-girlfriend is trying to get around by claiming abuse. So you're saying that he's abusing people and they're signing an NDA that also is keeping them from speaking. That sounds like a lie to me. That sounds like a blatant lie. They don't want to be named, not because of an NDA, is because they can be sued for lying. Their story suggests a pattern of alleged physical, mental, and emotional abuse that dates back a decade to Major's time at Yale, David Geffen School of Drama. How did he not get kicked out of school if this was happening? He was nobody at that time. He was just in the freaking school. Obvious lies. Where he was involved in physical altercations. And he didn't get arrested for them, which means you can be involved in a physical altercation by someone attacking you or you defending someone else. It doesn't have to make you a violent person. And continue to the sets of his movies and TV shows where he was acting, where production members raised concerns over his treatment of the crew. What was he doing to the crew? Bending them over and smacking them on that? What are you talking about? His treatment of the crew. Like, if you have a crew, you could have several people that are great to work with, but then you can have one guy who's just like part of the crew and he's not getting paid that much, and you're a star that's part of this movie and he wants to get a picture, he wants to get whatever. A lot of stuff can happen where you can have problems with the crew. And if you're working on multiple movies, you're going to have problems with multiple crew members on multiple sets. None of that is evidence of anything. Jonathan Majors vehemently denies Rolling Stone's false allegations that he physically, verbally, or emotionally abused anyone. Rolling Stones, the same ones that printed that freaking op-ed from goddamn, what's her name? Freaking Heard. What's that goddamn name? Some basic name. The chick that accused Johnny Depp. I can't remember her name. Amber Heard. That's it. Rolling Stones. Come on now. Come on. You're really going to do this again? Alone any oh God, or emotionally abuse anyone. Major's attorney Dustin A. Push wrote in a statement, "These allegations are based entirely on hearsay." Exactly, because neither of the romantic partners, I knew it was his freaking exes, who have an exact reason to be mad at him because he either broke up with them or they broke up with him before he became a star. Based entirely on hearsay. Romantic partners reference were willing to engage with the Rolling Stones for the article, demonstrating their outright falsity. Exactly. Anyone that had a good relationship with him and have no reason to be pissed at him wouldn't be trying to pile on while the man is going through a court case. Posh added that Majors also denies any allegations of abuse, violence, or intimidation during his time at Yale. Obviously, people have reported him. You're going to get kicked out. Most seriously, more than a dozen sources collectively claim to Rolling Stone that Majors allegedly abused two romantic partners. Random people just like, oh yeah, one of his girlfriends that are mad at him said that he did some stuff. So, that's what I know. One physically and both of them emotionally. Bruh. It was pervasively known that he was a good actor and that he also would terrorize the people that he had dated. Except he provided a mountain of evidence that showed that he was the one being abused, and even people that witnesses said that he was getting hit and he wasn't hitting back. So where is this coming from? Did he just learn to keep his hands to himself all of a sudden in a heated situation? I don't believe that at all. Majors allegedly strangled one woman he was dating and was mentally and emotionally abusive with her, 9 of those sources claim. Funny that they should say something like this, because recently I got a story from a girl that I was dating. She had a girls' night with a bunch of her friends, and one of her friends mentioned that she was almost strangled by a guy that she was dating. And I was like, that doesn't sound right. And she got into details, and apparently it turns out that this girl likes to be choked during sex, and they didn't have any safe words or anything like that. And as a dude that's dating a chick or whatever and you're getting into it, like who the hell knows how to safely choke somebody while also having sex with them and focusing on a bunch of different things? So apparently, after I dig into the story, it turns out that all that happens was that while he was having sex with her and choking her, she was trying to, at some point, he put too much energy into the choke, and then she tapped him. And because she panicked, it felt like it happened forever. And when he stopped, she was fine. But when she retold the story, she went to the extreme and said that he strangled her instead of just saying, he choked me too hard for a little bit. Funny enough, Majors allegedly strangled one woman he was dating. What's the arrest record for this? Huh? And was mentally and emotionally abusive with her. All right. The second woman allegedly told friends that her relationship with Majors was emotional torture. Good thing it's over. God damn these people, man. Those who are friends with the woman that heard the story from her rather than witness anything themselves were present during their relationships with Majors independently corroborated details of the alleged abuse. Did they? Why didn't they tell all this to the police since they have all these witnesses? You know? Why aren't they suing him? Throughout conversations with Rolling Stone, they described feeling alarmed by what they witnessed at the time or what they were told by the woman. What they were told, what they witnessed. They're her friends, they're witnessing something concerning, and they're just alarmed. Nobody took action. Everyone just like, oh, what is this? Oh, this is very, like, at least make your lies believable. Rolling Stones is withholding the names of the women and the specifics of their relationships. 40 people. 40 people. But all of this information came from 2 women. How convenient. As several sources voiced fear that Majors and his team would retaliate against the woman. Yeah, legally, because you can't defame somebody, especially when it affects his career. They act like they're just casually having a conversation with a friend. You're going to a goddamn newspaper reporter and you're freaking smearing this man's name. My experience in dealing with him and watching him in relationship with several women is really upsetting. Why? Because you can't get that caliber of women? What is wrong? What? Says one person familiar with at least 2 of Major's relationships. As an outside observer, it made me uncomfortable. It sounds like you were friend zoned by the chicks he was banging. And he didn't like you hanging around his girls. Majors was aggressive at work. So he got a lot of jobs. So being aggressive actually worked for him. Whatever. Most recently, on the set of the upcoming film magazine Dreams, 2 production members claimed the 33-year-old actor pushed one person while on set and physically intimidated another person while screaming at them, leading to a complaint to the producers. Physically intimidated. Because he's a big guy. He pushed one person on the set. Why? Why did he push this person? No one dug into it? Just like he pushed somebody and you're like, oh, I'll move on to my day. Maybe I'll remember this when some magazine reporter asked me a question. You're surprisingly sparse on the details, leading to a complaint to the producers because he screamed at you. And screaming, did he really scream? Or did he just raise his voice? The sources say executive producers warned them to give Majors his space. Yeah. Maybe because he complained to the producers. Maybe that's why he was getting to altercations with people and yelling at them. Maybe he made a complaint. And that's why they gave a warning to the crew. A production source with knowledge of the situation claims to Rolling Stone that producers were only aware of one complaint that was made toward the end of the filming and disputed the person was physically intimidated. You already have evidence it was a lie, but you still put it there, and then in quotes, you put all this freaking disclaimer nonsense. The allegations that Mr. Majors got physical with or physically intimidated anyone on the movie set was downright false. Bush wrote in a statement to Rolling Stone, everyone who has worked with Mr. Majors knows that he employs an immersive method of acting. Yes, the method actor. He's probably in character. A lot of freaking actors do that. Oh my God. These people. Oh shit. What did I just do? I don't know if I even want to go back to this story. I don't know what I messed up. Let me see. All right. I guess I'll go back to it. Maybe they have something more to say. All right. There we go. All right. The allegations that Mr. Majors got is downright false. Mr. Majors knows that he employs, while that can be misconstrued as rudeness at times, those who know Mr. Majors and work in the industry have attested to his dedication to his craft as well as his kindness. These people, man. These new allegations come against the backdrop of Majors' ensuing case over recent domestic abuse claims. Last week, a judge ruled the case will go to trial starting August 3rd. Majors' legal team has vehemently denied the woman's accusations, and a day after his court hearing, Majors filed his own police complaint against the woman, claiming he was a victim of domestic of the domestic dispute. Exactly, because he said in the first place he was the one that called the police, and the police confirmed that he was the one that called them. So he called them, they arrest him, and this woman just made up a story, and then he's getting sued. So now he had to go back and file again so she can get arrested, which she should have got arrested initially. This is just ridiculous. The man literally came out with a mountain of evidence. She had nothing but her word. No one is surprised that this is coming out, one source says. Of course you're not, because every time somebody gets arrested for something, a bunch of assholes come out of the woodworks saying a bunch of shit that no one was saying before. It always felt like it was a matter of time because his behavior never changed. He's kind of a bad dude, and now it's just catching up with him. Really, bro? Do you even know him like that? Are you just saying shit because you don't like him? Throughout conversations with more than a dozen sources, Rolling Stone has learned of two women. Yeah, you were always talking about the two women. You're claiming these 40 random people that said nothing. One woman who dated Majors was just rehashing the same stuff. Anyways, I don't know. I'm done with this story. These people, they've done enough harm to this guy. It's just bullshit. Until next time.